Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. Okay, so my name's Holly. I'm a psychic medium, energy reader, and I like to use Oracle and Tarot as a way to connect to spirit. All right, so I like to start with the energy. And the energy and the vibe, I have no idea. I think we're going to find it out together. I did ask. I asked Spirit, what do you want me to communicate for the energy for this reading and for this day and for the next couple of days? I didn't hear anything, but I was very specifically guided to this mug. So it's usually very representative and symbolic. So let's tune in and see what happens. That's good. All right. I'm going to put this here for now. All right. So Spirit, what is going on? Big cataclysmic change is coming. It is in the personal realm. It is not in the world theater. So it is this going to be a very specific reading for someone in the collective or a group in the collective? No, I think it's just the general energy. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when we get started. But there is big cataclysmic change. That sounds volatile. Is it volatile or wanted change? Yes, it is. It's going to happen so fast. This is new. Okay. It's going to happen so fast that if this is your reading, and this is a general reading, okay, please remember that. Hello, baby. If this is your reading, the change is going to happen so quickly that you're going to, and these are the words I'm hearing, you're going to grieve the loss of your old way of life or your old life, even though this is bringing you something much better. The message is that sometimes we get complacent, and complacency often leads to stagnation. So the big change that is getting ready to come is one that is actually joyous. It is filled with a lot of joy and happiness, and it feels good. It's going to take a few days, weeks, or months. For some of you, it's going to be a super fast turnaround, like, days to weeks. Some of you, it might take a couple of months, but no more than 3 or 4. And I know that sounds like a long time, but in the grand scheme of things, it's really not for change that is as big as what I'm picking up. And they're not telling me in what area of life, because I feel like it's going to change depending on the individual. Some of you, I am seeing a great deal of distance. So some of you may be moving a great distance, like in the United States, it would be across the country. Perhaps even to another country. Someone is getting ready to move. Someone in a European country is getting ready to move to a border area. So you're going to live on the border of another country, but you'll still be in yours. Okay. All right. Let's see what's going on. It is all going to be for your best and highest good. What is going to precipitate this, please? They don't want to give any more information because they don't want to sway or influence the actions. However, I do feel like for some of you it will be a work change, and for others it's going to be, if it's romance, it's going to be because of a breakup. So we'll just leave it at that. I have no idea of the magnitude of the relationship. All right, let's start out with our the Little Frog's Guide to Self-Care. Because I feel like more than ever, that's a big reading. And it's going to, at the time, it's going to feel a little overwhelming. But you are going to be so happy once whatever it is that happens. Okay? Well, I guess she's not interested in snuggling today. You okay, little bitty girl? She's just moseying out the door. Not outside. They're not allowed out. Okay. All right. Let's see. What is the message for the collective? What affirmation? Mother and Father God, all that is right. and holy. Please come into this space, the protectorate, the guardians, the guides, the all that is, the creator of all things. Spirit guides, guardians, healers, beings of light. I call to the beings of light. All right. Now, what is the affirmation or what is the message that will help ease the transition for those that this reading is meant for? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did anything fall on the ground? No, I managed to catch it, I guess. Oh, what's this? Nothing. Okay. All right. Okay, so if you came out, if you just kind of went hopping out there pretty quickly. All right. It's so brave of me to exist. That's what it says. It's so brave of me to exist. That's funny. It is brave. These are difficult times. All right. And then we have, I know that my thoughts are not always true. So if you are doing a doom and gloom worst case scenario, if it hasn't happened, who says it will? That's an excellent, excellent card. I know that bad days do not last forever. So even though you may be grieving this big change, because change is, you have to close a door for another one to open, and maybe you're grieving the closing of that door. But I think that door needs to be closed, because would you want to stay in that room for the rest of your life? I don't think so. My pain can be transformed. My trauma can be transformed. My anger can be transformed. And look at the little frog. Woohoo! Do one of these. I love this. Look at that. If this were a frog doing a dance, it would be the electric slide. I don't even know how to do that, but that's just what it feels like. Or the cha-cha slide. I don't know. I don't know any other line dances. I know that I remember hearing about the hustle. I don't know, but it's something that would be very upbeat. Okay. Because you are not defined by what has happened to you. It simply makes you stronger. I don't need to have a positive attitude all the time. I love that. So if you want to just eat some cake, sit back, watch a movie, do something mindless and say, you know what? I'm not being productive at all today. So there. That's perfectly fine. Cowboy boots. I love that so much. I love cowboy boots. Love, love, love them. Look at that. Look at that. Fancy. All right. And then we have, I will prioritize myself when I need to. This is a good one to end on. I just love the little frog arms up in the air like that. All right, I will prioritize myself when I need to. So it feels like there's an evolution with this series of cards. It's okay to pull back. It's okay to say, you know, I need to rest. I need to regroup. I need to eat the pizza, the whole pizza. And then you can come back to center and say, you know what? Life's good. I'm good. I know what I'm doing, and move on to much brighter days. All right. I think this might be kind of, let me tell you, the readings this week have been a little intense. So I am not surprised I'm being drawn mainly to oracle decks. The Denise Lynn, the Sacred Forest Oracle. This is what we're going to next. That's what I'm drawn to. All right. These, and I say this every time, these are the prettiest cards. This and the Magical Hours Tarot. Oh my gosh, pretty, pretty, pretty cards. All right. Now, if anybody has a favorite deck that you would like to share in the comments, please do. Okay. If you've created a deck, let us know. All right. What is the message for the collective, please? What is the message for the collective, please? We're surrounded by divinity all the time. That's what I'm just feeling it. I'm hearing it. There we go. Okay. Not that one. All right. We've got two that came out, though. Aw. Huh. Uh-huh. Look at this. Okay. So on this mug, what jumped out? The dragonfly in particular, or specifically. The card on the bottom of the deck, dragonfly spirit. And what does dragonfly spirit represent in this deck? Change. I love when it all comes around and comes together. Woohoo! All right. And then we have thicket of thorns, uncertainty. That is the grieving your old way of life that is really not serving you, and it hasn't served you, and you wanted it to change, but then when all of a sudden it does, it's like, oh man, is this going to be work? And I kind of am in my groove. But your groove may be making you stagnant. And then we have willow spirit, flexibility. So when you are flexible, willow is used to make sweat lodges in, in this region, because they're very supple. So basically you're going back into the womb. Man, good sweat is a good thing. I don't care if it's in a dry sauna. I don't care if it's from exercising. I don't care because it's hot outside and you're standing out there. A good sweat will do you a world of good. But flexibility. If those branches were not supple, you wouldn't be able to make that dome to represent going into the womb, going back into the creation of the beginning, where you release what doesn't serve you and you come to an awareness of what you need. Well, that's just my interpretation of it. So, point is, it's okay to grieve change, even when it's change you've wanted, even when it's change you've asked for. It's okay. Change can be hard, but change can also be beautiful. And I'm going to bet, I will bet, you'll have a day or two of the kind of getting into the poor pitiful me thing, but then you're going to see the possibility. And you're going to question, oh my gosh, what have I done? But then you're going to see the possibility, and you're going to remember the excitement, and you're going to remember who you are, and you are going to rush into it. That is important. And I hope you all can hear me, because it looks like my microphone just left. I got a red on here instead of 2 green bars. All right. I'm going to wrap. This is super duper short because I want to make sure we can hear what's going on. So I'm going to stop this now. And, all right, tomorrow, I'm sure it will be longer. This was actually kind of specific. So anyway, be well, take care. I am sending you love. I am sending you gratitude. You have a perfect soul, and even though change can be scary, you can do this. You can do it. All right? It's a tall order, I know. I know. Okay. We'll talk soon.